Okay guys, today we're going to talk about putting a gyro on your RC car. It might be a helicopter gyro, it might be built specifically for cars. I'm not sure, but this is the Hobby King HK401B gyro. I'm using this car for speed runs, so it makes the car more stable. It counter steers for you. So if the back end gets a little squirrely on you trying to spin out, the front, it's tied into the steering servo, so the front tires will straighten themselves correct for you if you have all the settings correct. I found it very difficult to find out how to set up your radio. I'm using a Futaba 3PM FASST. If I turn on that radio, and you want to go through your functions, and you want to set your subtrim actually negative. If I can get back to the subtrim menu, let me find it here. Channel subtrim steering, subtrim throttle, subtrim third channel. So you plug your gyro into channel 3 on your receiver. I'm using the Futaba R603FF fast receiver. It has 3 channels, a battery, and then another programming channel. But the third channel is the yellow wire that your gyro comes with. You plug your steering servo plug into the gyro's jumper plug, and then you plug that gyro into 1. Number 1 is 1 to turn, 2 to burn. Remember that, and you'll never forget which one goes where. So what you do is you set your sub trim on your radio to negative. In this case, negative 100% seems to make this handle pretty good. At first I tried it on positive numbers, and this red light was on, indicating that it's in headlock mode, which is used for helicopters, I suppose. You do not want it in headlock mode. That causes the steering to have memory steer. If you steer left, the car will continue to drift left after you let go of the steering. So if we turn it on here, this has the Mamba Monster Castle 2200 kV system in it with the Mamba Monster X ESC with 6S LiPo. I am only using 4S LiPo right now. So as you can see, the light is off on the gyro. My sub trim is at negative 100%, and as you turn, you see the wheels correcting. So if I'm driving straight along, I could still steer normal. And then if I start to go straight and spin out, those wheels will start to counter steer for me. Now there's settings on here to set your maximum travel. At first I had this all the way down, which is the limit was on what does it start at? 60. So as you can see, this is the limit is the travel of the steering. See, I wasn't getting full left to right steering. So what I did was I turned this up. As you can see how much more it steers, and now I've got full lock-to-lock steering. It also has a delay. Delay did not seem to change anything. I just left it at 0. But turn your limit up, so that will limit the end point of your steering. You want it at about 120 on this specific gyro. Will give me full lock-to-lock steering. Maybe more, I'm sorry. Just above about 130. Gives me full lock-to-lock steering. As you can see, those wheels, as you start to spin out, will counter steer for you, causing it to stay on a straight path and not get sideways on you when you're trying to do 100+ miles per hour. So again, all of your settings are in your radio. Depending on what radio you have, you'll have to figure out what you need to adjust on here. I found it to be the sub trim. And again, if I made that sub trim positive, I can go all the way over. I'll show you what happens when it's a positive number. About positive 30, 40, it doesn't matter. It seemed that when I took off of headlock mode, it wanted a more positive or more negative number, like 100. See, now the light's on, and it'll still adjust for you. If I turn it way up, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. There's a lot. Look how much those wheels move. That's way too much. And plus, if I turn, the wheels want to stay. It's in headlock mode, so they will they lock right where you let go of the steering. That's where it's going to lock and stop at. So you don't want that. So you want to set up your radio for, in this case, like I said, a negative subtrim. This is on the positive end. Channel 3 subtrim, and then you'll see the light go out. As I go down, that red light, there it is. It just straightened out. The light went out. Now at 42%, there's nothing. So I had to go all the way up to 100%. As you can see, as I'm moving up, as I'm holding the button, now we're getting some movement there. That's all you get. So I don't know. I haven't driven it yet like this. But hopefully that's enough, because I don't have any more adjustment out of this. But I also put 2 tabs here for the body, as you can see, to keep the body from flying off. What happened last time is I was going about 70 miles an hour, and the air got onto the front end and kicked it straight up. So I've got also body clips to hold the body on as well, right there. So hopefully that'll keep it nice and tight, sucked to the ground. Check out my other video. I also did a how to lower your shocks. You put the fuel tubing in there and keeps them pretty low. I've got 100 weight shock oil from Losi in there in the shocks to give it a nice low stance. And hopefully we can get some speed runs and get this baby flying. All right, check out my other videos for any other how-tos, and have a great day.